If you don't have a driver's license, you're not supposed to be behind the wheel. And if you don't have an FCC license, you're not supposed to broadcast over the air. Those are the rules, but for the last 9 years, Touch 106.1 hasn't been playing by them. And so last week, the music and talk radio station geared toward inner-city African-American listeners was forced off the air. In a dramatic midday raid, agents from the Federal Communications Commission and Department of Justice cut off Touch 106.1's transmission last week, hauling away the station's antenna and other broadcast equipment. We were there and watched as co-founder Charles Clemens expressed his outrage.
This radio station, Touch 106.1 FM, has found lost children, has helped people that was committing suicides, has found lost grandparents. How can you, with a conscious mind, shut down a positive entity, a positive radio station like this?
Court documents show the raid was triggered by a complaint that Clemens used his station to boost his failed run for mayor last year. But Clemens insists he's the victim of unjust laws, and Governor Deval Patrick seems to agree, saying he's incredibly disappointed Touch 106.1 is off the air. And Charles Clemens joins us. Welcome, Charles. Good to have you here.
It's a pleasure, Emily, and thank you very much.
So you've got all this community support. The president gave you a window of opportunity back in 2011. He said, oh, we're going to open up to some of these low-powered radio stations. You never applied.
No, I did not. Running for mayor took away a lot of my focus on the radio station. And then coming back, listening to the concerns and the issues of the community, I was just focused on the moral and the fairness of what Touch 106.1 FM represents.
Well, everybody who's listened to it or listens to it loves it. They said everything you said. They like the music. They like the community feedback. What are you going to do now? Are you going to try to go a legal route?
Yes, we are definitely going to go the legal route, and I'm glad we're both smiling at that. Yes, we're definitely going to do that. We have experts that are joining our team that support Touch 106.1 FM, and I don't know what the legal route is, but we're definitely going to do it. The most important thing is to get a license and to continue so that the community can have a voice. The community can continue to be inspired and empowered and be civically engaged.
So online is tough because not everybody has computers, because you do have a presence now online, but you
Yes.
feel like that's just not enough.
No, it's not enough. You know, I mean, in war, I've always said in war, the first line of defense is knocking out the radio communication. There's still, you know, families, seniors that don't have the internet, and we've done a lot for our seniors with information.
So you pirated some pretty premium space on the dial there, and that was one of the issues. It's 106.7 FM. Did you think about going for a cheaper AM position? And it's a much broader range, as you know, too. There's
well, Emily, you know, for over 50 years, WIOD existed on AM, static, a daytime station. Our community is 24 hours. Boston is a 24-hour city. We need to be on 24 hours, and we need the best signal. And that clear, crisp signal is on FM.
Yeah, that's true. There's no question about it. So you were also, you racked up some fines over the years, and you ignored them. Are you going to pay those? About $17,000, I think it's been reported. Are you going to go back, or are you going to try to wipe that slate clean?
I'm going to take my advice from the legal experts that have been calling Touch 106.1 FM and advising us, and whatever needs to happen will take place.
So you've gotten a lot of support. You said you've gotten Governor Patrick, you've got
Yes.
Ayanna Pressley, several other city councilors. Are you going to have them join in the license process, or are you going to do this all by yourself?
No, I couldn't do this by myself. It's going to take the support of the community. It's going to take the support of the elected officials. We're going to start on the ground level. We're going to create a tsunami effect. We start with the community. From the community, we go to the local elected officials, to the state elected officials, then also to our federal elected officials, and right to the People's House, President Barack Obama, because this fight's going to take place at the federal level.
You told me a couple minutes ago that there are actually about 20 unlicensed radio stations in the greater Boston area. The federal government claims they shut down 2 of them along with you last week. I don't know which 2 those are. You
Absolutely.
don't know which 2. That's what they said. But why didn't they go after the others as well?
I can say that why they went after Touch 106.1 FM, and that's because we have a voice, and we're rooted into the community. We've over the years, the voice of the community has grown. We've helped decrease the violence in our community. We help inspire, and we also have changed the landscape when it comes to the dialogue with Boston. If Boston is truly going to be one Boston, then we have to make sure that we focus on that weakest link, which would be the underserved.
Are you suggesting then that the federal government doesn't want people to have that dialogue, that because you've made inroads, because you've helped the black community, that they don't want that to happen? We
have to look at the history of America, Emily, and there was a time when we could not sit on the front of the bus. They said that was illegal for us to do that, and it was a legal law. There was a time where we couldn't walk down the street on the same side that a white person was walking on. There was a time where we couldn't read. So it's 2014. It's time for drastic changes. It's time for our community to give a voice. And
there were times that women couldn't vote too, but now there's a legal process. You could own a license. It has nothing to do with being a black man. You could have a license. What
we're looking at, Emily, is that for over 10 years, licenses were not available.
That's true.
So you're saying that we can have a license, but we couldn't have a license. So what I did is I listened to the community, being from the community, experiencing the tragedies that are in our community, listening to the voices of our community. I had to do what I felt was the right thing, and that right thing is to step out on faith and give our community a voice.
How did you get into this? How did you end up? I would say, how did you even figure out how to do this?
I would say Sidewalk University. But listening to my Haitian brothers and sisters, my Latino brothers and sisters who have not been a longtime resident of the city of Boston where I am, and I kept saying, how are these radio stations coming up, these low-powered stations serving their culture? And I learned from them.
Good for you. All right, Charles Clemens, good luck in your progress getting that license.
We're going to make sure that we get a license and our community has a voice.